Hey,
Hey,
hey.
Bonnie,
Hey, Dawn.
We are in week 15 of Consultant Confidence.
That's exciting. And we are doing these for 52 weeks. So
Yes.
I hope if you are tuning in now or if you've missed some of them, that you go back and watch them because between the two of us, we have, 70 years of experience of doing customer service and of having parties and selling things and having open houses and all kinds of
Yes.
knowledge that we just wanted to share. And that's where this idea came from. Just a little background. We grew up in the world of Mary Kay. When I came in, we were only 19 years old and we had 150,000 consultants. Like that's a long time ago. So really the training we learned from Mary Kay herself, from national sales directors, from the old school are all relevant for today. And that's what I think is so valuable about these. So I hope you watch it. I hope you learn.
Well, and Bonnie, and when we were planning in this, it's October, so it's not too early to start planning your, I'm going to say holiday open house. And then all of a sudden I'm like, Dawn, scratch that. It's not a holiday open house. It is in-person open house. And if you want to do an open house once a year, twice a year, or Bonnie, I think you should really expand upon your consultant who does an open house every month and she does it at her home. So what she's really doing is opening her place, which is a smart business because there's so many. But tell us what Lisa does.
Okay, I am talking about my consultant, Lisa Feiereisen, and Lisa has built a great customer base through the years. She's been with Mary Kay quite a while, and she works a full-time job. She has 5 grandchildren. She has a busy life, and she will have open houses all year long, especially when new products come out. She will have like this Saturday, I'm having an open house at my house, and it doesn't have to be a holiday, it doesn't have to be any occasion, but she'll say, this Saturday, I'm having an open house at my house. She has people make sure that she's in contact with people, sets up people to come over. And yeah, she has great sales. She's been on the Princess Court of Sales for many years and then some. That is a real message to all of us that we really want to utilize whenever new products are out, whenever we can see our customers face to face, just to take that opportunity.
Well,
so it's an open house, not just a holiday.
It's you could call it an open house. However, like you could do special things for people whose birthdays are that month. You could do new product previews. The other thing that I think is so neat is that with the virtual option, you can tell people, you can schedule in what time for people to either Zoom with you or FaceTime with you while you're there. So it's really can be an in-person, but if you have people throughout the United States, they can also you can use that, what we've learned over the past 2.5 years to really capitalize on something. And I think what it is it's you're just being a smart business person, utilizing the time in your home so you're not hauling stuff and that they're coming to you.
Mm-hmm. I loved what you just said, Dawn, about having a virtual open house, because I think in the past couple of years, we have done virtual open houses. But let's say that you have it set up at your home and you have a virtual open house. You could just go around and you could say, I am here to show you my open house virtually. And this is what we have, this great can of hairspray. And you can show it, you can expound on it, tell about it, tell how it can be a gift or what occasion it might be good to give. And then you could put things together. So, my little props right here.
I just think it's so easy. And I think the fallacy or what people might think, you don't have to set up a lot. You can have little vignettes, like, you might do a color table, you might do a skincare table, you might have some masks, and just it gets people talking. So this doesn't have to be a lot. But I think when Bonnie and I started like doing the steps, one, I think you need to pull out your calendar. Some people use your date book. Some people use a year at a glance. But pick the times when you want to do this, and then set your dates, set your times. And then what you're going to do is you have to tell people about it. And I think if you just tell people, hey, I'm doing this that day, it might not be as effective as if maybe you send them a postcard or if you send them a written letter with your dates and times on it. So that way they can put it up on their refrigerator.
Mm-hmm. I
Right,
think
Bonnie?
I think people watch things and get invites in different ways. And I think it's important to if when you have the dates, print it out. It doesn't have to be fancy, print it out and drop it in reorders. Everything that you do from now until your open house, drop it in reorders. I think to send out email, couldn't think of the word, an email to everybody. People might relate to that, or they might get it and they might save it as it gets send out in the mail. People love to get fun mail, just like Dawn said. People don't get fun mail, so it's fun to get something. If you do that, I suggest doing it on colored, not necessarily a color invite, but do it on a colored piece of paper, pink or green or yellow, something that's going to stand out that they're going to like. It's going to be on their counter and they're going to see it and they're going to go, oh my gosh, that's right, I forgot Dawn's having that open house. So they will put that in their mind that it's on that piece of paper. But then of course it is important to follow up. So when you invite, and I don't know where that is on our list, Dawn, but expect what you inspect what you expect. Yep. So if you are expecting everybody to come to your open house, well, inspect and make sure that they have it on their date book. Yes. And really inspect what you expect.
So Bonnie, what that would sound like would be, I would call you just like I'm getting a phone call. Hold, please. I think the doctor's office. I'm going to put you on hold. Hold on, please.
Okay, I'll continue.
Thank you.
Except I don't think we're on hold. I think you have to mute us. And not me, but you.
Okay.
Okay. Got it?
Okay, so we're going to practice. I'm going to call you, Bonnie. Ding-a-ling-a-ling, ding-a-ling-a-ling.
Hello?
Bonnie?
Yes. Is this Dawn?
It's Dawn. How are you?
Great. How are you?
You have just a quick second?
I do. I have a quick second.
Awesome. Hey, I'm calling you because on Saturday, October
22nd.
22nd, I am doing my open house from 9 to 1, and it's going to be at my Fairview studio in Milwaukee, right by. And last year you stopped, and I'm wondering if you might be able to stop that day. Is that something that you might be able to do?
You know what? Am I supposed to say yes or no? Yes, Dawn, I can come.
Awesome. So Bonnie, what time? I'm just kind of penciling what time people are coming because the doors are locked in that building, and I want to make sure that I have somebody at the door greeting people. What time do you think you might be stopping by?
When is it? 9 to noon?
Yes.
How about like 10:30?
Got it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to text you earlier that week, and I'll text you that day. Hey, Bonnie, you know, when we had gotten together before, you've got those two fun neighbors, that the mother and the daughter. Do you think you might be able to ask them to come along with you?
Oh, I can ask them. I'll ask them if they want to come along.
Awesome. Well, I look forward to seeing you on the 22nd. If you have any specific skincare needs that you want me to have packed up before that day, let me know. Okay. So now we'll bring those along.
I'll check my supplies.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you.
Great. Dawn, what do you do after that? So now you told her it's a couple weeks out. You told her about it. Do you send her something? Do you text her?
So I would definitely, I mark it down that she's coming about 10:30. So then right away, I'm going to say, Bonnie, I got you down I'm going to send her a text saying, Bonnie, I got you down for that morning around 10:30. Looking forward to seeing you. And I'll remind you that week. So, and then I would remind her that day, because guess what? Women are busy. Now I'm going to call Bonnie, and Bonnie's going to say she's not available. Okay. So ding-a-ling-a-ling, ding-a-ling-a-ling.
Hello?
Bonnie,
Yes.
it's Dawn, your Mary Kay beauty consultant. How are you?
Oh, hi, Dawn. I'm good. How are you?
Do you have a quick second?
Yeah, I have a quick second.
Awesome. Hey, I'm calling because I have sent out invites and I'm just calling to find out if you might be able to stop by for my open house on October 22nd. It's in the morning.
Oh, we are out of town that weekend.
Okay. And I know a lot of times you go away that time of the year and stuff like that, but I wanted to know, is there another time that we can set up? Because last year when you came, you did buy some great gift ideas I know for your daughter-in-laws and for some other things. And I'm wondering if you might want to preview some of the fall holiday stuff.
Well, are you having another open house? Would that be good or?
Well, the next one will be November 10th, or I'm doing by appointments. So what is
Oh.
easier for you, Bonnie?
Okay. By appointment, is it at your house or is it?
You can either come to my house or I can come to you. So it's totally up to you.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'll come to you. I'll come to
Okay.
you. I'll stop by your house.
Okay.
That was great
Well,
to come through.
Are you still off on Tuesdays?
I am.
Oh, good. Well,
So
you know,
smart.
would that Tuesday, the 24th work for you, or 25th?
I'll be back. It would.
Good. All right. What time would be good for you?
How about the afternoon, late afternoon?
Okay, that would be fine. Should we say
Okay.
4:30?
4:30 would be perfect.
Awesome. And Bonnie, if you have a friend you'd like to invite over, you're welcome to. I have special
Okay.
gifts for people bring a guest.
Well,
So,
thank you. Okay.
Right.
That sounds
Thank
great.
you. Right. Thank you.
And then Dawn, you do the same thing. Send her a
Yes.
little text, follow up.
Yes.
So I think I just want to point out a couple things that were really important that Dawn just did. One, she didn't just stop at this open house. She had plan B and C in line.
Mhm.
And she didn't say, she didn't just throw it totally out there like, well, just call me if you want to. She like set times to do that. And when I said late afternoon, she put a time to that late afternoon. So it's important when people if you say, oh, stop over Tuesday, it could be all day and Dawn's going to be hanging out waiting for somebody to come.
Yes.
But to make a time when somebody's going to stop by.
Yes.
And sometimes especially during holidays, or if you're in the fall mode or whatever it is, people will you might have a special area in your house, or you might
Yes.
have a place where you really do want to like just keep it set up a little corner. So when people can stop over, it's like a little mini open house for them. So I love that you have a lot of communication with them.
Well, and Bonnie, the other thing I always know like where I'm going to be. So I also do some vendor events. So I have two of them in November. One's in the Milwaukee area. They're both in the Milwaukee area, but they're in different locations. So I will make sure that I strategically like know who lives around each one, and I will call them and say, I'm going to be here this day. I'm going to be there that day, or I'm going to have this event. So knowing where your events are so that you can invite as many customers and then they can come there. The other thing that I've started doing with vendor events is that I'm offering that if they'd like to come, they can sit down and I can do, a consultation with them there, because guess what? If you're doing something like that there and somebody walks past, they would go, oh, what are you doing? So it's letting people know what you do. So booking people in, even when you're at a vendor fair, because that way you're not, oh, I think I'll try to stop. Well, trying to stop, I mean, it's just nice if you can book them in, because that way you're more guaranteed to have them show up.
Right. It's confirmation. Yeah. I think one of the things that we talked about earlier, Dawn, was to keep it simple. Mary Kay always has the KISS, keep it simple, sweetie. And I know a lot of people use that method, but it does not have to be elaborate. And I think when we think holiday, we look at holiday pictures of glamorous things set up. It does not have to be glamorous. It can be a table with a little Christmas tree on it and a couple boxes. However, just keep it really simple. Keep refreshments simple, super simple, because keep it super simple, sweetie. We can add another S in there.
Well, I grew up with one of my other fellow director friends she would do these elaborate open houses, and I would always host Thanksgiving. And hosting Thanksgiving is late in the month of November, so I have a lot of my sales earlier. Well, I don't put up a lot of Christmas decorations before Thanksgiving because there's not a lot of room when you have 15 or 20 people at your house. So, and that way I didn't have to worry about it. But I just say really keep it simple. And you know what? You can mull some cider. You can maybe make a pan of brownies or maybe make a plate of cookies, but people don't eat a lot at these events.
And we
So,
don't.
and I'm going to tell you that my first open house, I remember setting up for 5 hours. I took every eyeshadow out and I set it out. It took me a long time. And then, can I tell you, Bonnie, that I didn't have any customers come?
Wow.
No customers. And
Rich.
I ate a half a pan of brownies, and I think I had a box of wine. So I probably had some glasses of wine, but the glasses of wine made me not fear picking up the phone. And I did this. Hi, Susie Q. It's Dawn, your Reiki beauty consultant. And oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I've been so busy. I haven't had a chance to call you to remind you that my open house is today. And I still would like you to still get the special that I was offering. And so even though she didn't come, she took advantage of the special I was offering. And I think at that time I did buy 3 products, get the 4th one at half price, something like that, of equal or lesser value. So it was a nice way that they were able to stock up on things. But I will tell you what I did. And this is one thing that set me up for success for a long time. I wanted a pair of rollerblades. And the rollerblades, I think, were like $200. And I knew that in order to buy the rollerblades, I think I had to sell like $400 for the product. So guess what? I kept calling until I sold $400 worth of product. So I had the money so I could order the rollerblades.
So you had a goal.
I had a goal.
You had a goal.
And maybe that's just my personality, but guess what? You're going to have open houses. I was just at my Fairview building a week ago and I was there by myself. And, but that doesn't mean I was by myself because I picked up the phone and I did some virtual chats with some customers throughout the United States. I actually did one of a woman who couldn't come. I still sold product. I still made connections, but it's a matter of you're going to take the time, then work it. Don't just let the time go by.
Mm-hmm. I will say, have all my open houses been very successful? Well, the one that really wasn't was the one that I forgot to put the time on or the date. I can't remember. Like, that's a whole nother story. You know what? Have somebody else proofread your stuff before you send it out.
Yes.
I will tell you that, sometimes, especially if you're new and especially if you have expectations that there's going to be lots of people and there maybe will be no one. And that doesn't mean that you can't have one next weekend and have people come. And that doesn't mean that it isn't great. What makes an open house is the follow-up in it. So when you talk to Dawn and you call her, and I'm not going to call her and say, I'm going to say something like, oh, Dawn, I'm sorry you missed my open house. She might say, I'm sorry I missed your open house. How was it? If you say, oh my gosh, it was terrible.
It was unbelievable. I always would say it was unbelievable.
Yes. So you don't.
I just had people coming and going all day.
You don't want to say something like it was awful. It was like no one came. Like woe is me. You want to say it was unbelievable. Oh my gosh, you should see my setup. It is so cute. Why don't you stop over sometime? So get excited about what you have and invite them over to another time. So just really be careful. You might call your director and you might say, wah, wah, wah. And you might have a pity party for 5 minutes and say, I can't believe my best friend didn't show up. And you might be mad. It's okay to say that to us, but don't tell your other friends that.
And I will tell you, if you've been in for a while, you can have a table where there's, cash and carry. discounted, like some of your
Discontinued.
seasonal other items that you maybe have a lot, or maybe use them as booking tools. Take one of these if you book up a party with me, or take one of these if you give me 5 referrals. So be creative and know that you don't want to just sell product, but you want to ask them if anything in their life has changed that they might want to consider the career opportunity. 2, you want to ask them if they want to be a hostess for you. And 3, ask them for referrals. So don't just remember that our business, you want something, you don't want just sales. You want referrals, you want bookings, and you want recruit prospects.
Just a little hint on that. I think sometimes we get really excited, especially if somebody comes and they buy a whole bunch of gifts and they buy a whole bunch of stuff, and we're super excited about, she just spent $400, $500, whatever. We get really excited. On where I check out or where I have my stuff, I will write those kind of things out, like ask her for referrals. Ask her if she'd like to, if maybe she works in an office and you can come do an office thing at her place, or she wants to have a holiday glamour thing at her house. Ask her about if anything changed in her life. So when you write that down and you have a little cheat sheet, it'll refresh your memory, like, oh yeah, I'm really excited about these sales, but what about the next step?
Yep. Yeah. I just think, and even just taking the little cards and putting prices out, having pens handy, having receipts, having profiles, having lookbooks. It's very easy. The setup does not have to be elaborate. So, but you will never.
Go ahead.
You'll never know unless you try.
Mm-hmm. I just heard this idea this week, and it might be something. Well, I don't know if this is what we're talking about. Well, maybe it is. About gifts. They have a pink layaway plan where if somebody comes and they want to buy a bunch of gifts, as long as they pay you for half, and you can order the gifts, get them all ready for them, and then pay the other half upon delivery. So, I don't know what made me think of that or why I'm sharing that on the Successful Open House, but I think to have options for people is a good thing.
Well, I just think there are some people who have already started shopping by now. There's some who don't shop till December. But the thing is, you want to start getting that thought out there now so they know you are a gift service. Mm-hmm.
Right. So, yeah, I think right now, just be excited about your dates that you have picked out. Pick out your dates, be excited, and just talk it up with everyone.
And ask your sales director what the unit is doing as one and what the area is doing. Because we do have, I know I have one in October. We have a unit or an area one in November. And usually I do a men's night in December. So,
Yes.
So, all right. Thank you, guys.
Oh my gosh. Yay.
Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.